Why do you think it's such a big deal for a president to have a date?
Have a date? Well, most of our presidents have been married. And that hasn't stopped them. Off-the-wall situation I've ever heard of. Jurassic Park could be more real than that. A president will never be single. A single president is not possible. He has to fit it into his schedule.
Would you vote in Michael Douglas if he runs for president?
I don't know too much about his political thoughts. He's a good actor, but that doesn't make him automatically a good politician.
Yeah, nice legs, sure.
Do you think a president has to have nice legs?
Of course.
Never. I don't even like him as an actor.
Michael, have you ever considered running for president?
No, but I considered, several senators and congressmen came and asked me to run for governor of California. And they said, well, we've hired a pollster, a man who, makes the polls. And this man we hired, he says that we need a candidate who has a familiar face that we can recognize. I said, okay. And number two, a man who can afford to pay for his own campaign. I said, how much did you pay for this poll? I said, no, I am not on a kamikaze mission. So that was the only opportunity I had. And that will be the last opportunity now that I've had a chance to play in the movies.
So, no more for runnings for president.
No more runnings.
No more Reagan stuff.
No more Reagan stuff for me.
Okay.
Do you vote in an actor for president?
It depends on who the actor is, but I tend to think that since we've already gone that route, we don't need another actor as a president.
You mean?
We need a statesman as a president, not an actor anymore.
Ronald Reagan?
No, certainly not.
What does power mean to you?
Well, I guess power means choices. It's an interesting word, power. Hollywood, the last 10 years, has gotten very concerned about power. You see these lists, the most powerful this, the most powerful that. I think that sort of as a product of the 80s, sort of a product of the Wall Street 80s, our country has become consumed with who is the most powerful this. It's really a media list, it's a magazine list. For me, success means choices. And if you are successful, I guess you have more power. It just allows you that you have more choices to make.
But you've done such powerful and strong characters. Do you like the feeling?
Well, I like the feeling of playing president in the movies. Most of the other characters that I've done lately are characters with a moral ambivalence, a moral ambiguity. This is the first sort of more adult role, more straight ahead. Also one with more comedy than I've done in the past. One of the few more healthy roles that I've played.
Mm-hmm. And when you played those, on the edge guys, what is your feeling? Do you feel connected with these personalities?
Well, you always take a part of yourself in any part to make it true. I think I identify and recognize some of the moral dilemmas, the moral struggles that exist, but I can't say that I identify with those roles. I mean, the character in Basic Instinct or the lawyer in Fatal Attraction, no. But you can understand the situation. Mm-hmm. You understand the situation they are in, and then you understand the struggle between making the right decision. Yeah, I understand that struggle.
What is usually your approach to things? More passionate or more rational?
No, my approach to choosing a film is all emotional, initially. I read a script, I read it, and then I see whether it makes me laugh or cry or feel sexy, or I see emotionally if it moves me. Then, because I also produce movies, I have a good idea about structure. So I look at the 3 acts and I see whether it has a good structure. And then finally I look at my part. I think that's what's probably different for me than other actors. Most actors, they go through the script to find their part, and they say, I like the part. I like the movie. And
You have the vision of the whole stuff.
I like the movie. And then if I have a good part, great. But for instance, the American President probably is the best part that I've had since maybe Wall Street. But in between, I've had many successful movies. The movies were successful, and if the movie is successful, you gain. But the parts were not as good as this one.
But you have the power to make your part, you have, as an actor, you do it the right thing. You do the...
Yeah, but the mistake that actors make who have power is they try to control their part, to make their part bigger, or to make their part be more sympathetic. And in doing so, they may make a better part for themselves, but they destroy the fabric of the movie.
You've played some tough guys, you have the strong image. How would you describe yourself? Are you that tough?
No, nobody is ever that tough. I mean, the movies and the role and the good music behind you and the special effects and the way they light you, that makes you tough. I mean, I'm dealing in illusion. I think I have, I don't know the word exactly, it's called tenacity. I think I have endurance and stamina because early in my career when I did not have as much success, I had to count, on that. And I think those are some of the characteristics that you need to play the president. In the research that I was doing, about that type of role, the schedule is unbelievable. You never have enough time in the day. You're always trying to catch up. And then in our country, we have this other unique quality, which is a president has to almost be godlike. We don't want our presidents to have any flaws, any blemishes. We expect more from them than we'd expect from our husband or our wife or our children. And it's a little unique. I think Brazil, for instance, has a much healthier attitude about
freedom.
Of freedom between politics and real life.
Yeah. I think seeing your works that you've changed a little bit. You allow yourself to be more vulnerable. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Do you see any change in your behavior?
Well, I think that success breeds confidence, and I think for me, it's been, I guess, over 10 years now. But when I won the Oscar for Wall Street, combined that same year with the success of Fatal Attraction, it gave me the confidence to open up more and to trust oneself. I think also with this picture, I really worked at simplicity of, I was never somebody who thought they had much presence. You look at some actors and they come on the screen and they look so much better on screen than they do in real life. People came up to me all the time and realized that you look so much better in real life than you do on the screen.
So I'm a mess in the screen.
Yeah,
Is that a compliment or what?
Yeah, it's a compliment. Well, so I never felt very, confident or comfortable with so-called screen presence, and I think it's taken me a long time. But I talked with Rob Reiner, who our wonderful director, and we share the fact that we are both second generation, and we both know the difficulties it is to gain confidence when each of us has had fathers who were so famous and so successful.
It's a struggle but you made it all, by yourself.
Right.
And what do you think is your best achievement?
I like my resume. I mean, I don't think it's just one picture, but I'm very proud now that for a long time I've made a lot of interesting movies that you would not necessarily think were going to be successful, but were successful and were bizarre and different, and I like my resume.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not bad.
Not bad.
The press talked a lot about your sexiness, you know.
Right.
And how do you deal, and you've done some very daring sex scenes
Right.
in your movies, how do you deal with this?
Well, it's always nice to hear. Again, I never saw it as a part. I've done movies that have had sex scenes, but not necessarily thought of as being sexy. It's a part of life. It's nice to be able to do a movie like this and keep your pants on, and people still find you, sexy. So I like it, particularly as we get older. We appreciate those kind of things.
Is it comfortable, be naked and do sex scenes on the set?
Well, for me it is, I think, but I was a hippie, when I was in college, I was in a commune, and in our commune we never wore any clothes. We had a pool, we used to go around naked, so nudity was not a big issue for me, but the work and being comfortable and, it's just part of the job. It's better than having to talk.
And where you are the happiest?
Well, it always depends. Right now, I'm the happiest playing golf.
Good.
I found golf about 5 years ago. I never had the free time to do it. I love going on a beautiful golf course, kind of forgetting about everything else, just trying to hit this little ball that's not moving. It would seem so easy just to be able to hit it. So I enjoy that relaxation. Enjoy my family, but and I enjoy my work. So I'm pretty satisfied all the way around.
Okay, so thank you very much for this
Thank
interview.
you. My pleasure. Nice to see you.
Nice
Appreciate
to see you too. Bye-bye.